I love you too. Well, thank you all for that far too kind introduction. It's always really wonderful to be back here with my friends at the Family Research Council. Thank you. I am going to try really hard to keep this within the amount of time that we have here together tonight. I do have a tendency to go on a little bit too long sometimes, and I kind of feel that coming on tonight already. So if something like that should happen, I want you all to know at the very beginning that you can always call the California Attorney General's office, and they will be happy to send 11 jackbooted thugs to carry me off the stage. So, in all seriousness, 2 short years ago, the Center for Medical Progress began releasing my undercover videos of Planned Parenthood's senior-level leadership, callously negotiating the harvesting and sale of tiny baby hearts, lungs, livers, and brains in a gross violation of federal law and human dignity. After over a year of comprehensive nationwide investigation, 2 congressional committees uncovered tens of thousands of pages of documents corroborating the violations shown on the videos and demonstrating even broader system-wide criminality in Planned Parenthood's scheme to sell baby body parts from intact aborted children. Both committees referred Planned Parenthood and their business partners to the FBI and the US Department of Justice for further investigation and criminal prosecution. And just this summer, the FBI confirmed to the Senate Judiciary Committee that its Criminal Investigative Division has reviewed the referrals and sent them out to multiple FBI field offices for action. And a California district attorney has already filed a case against one of Planned Parenthood's biggest baby parts business partners, Da Vinci Biologics, which will go to trial in February. Yet Planned Parenthood and their political cronies continue to murmur the lie that my videos are highly edited. In reality, my videos are highly accurate. After 2 years, Planned Parenthood still cannot deny that the people featured on these videos are their own top abortion doctors, speaking their own words that have so shocked and outraged the public, captured on camera for all the world and all of history to see. I would like to play some of those videos now.
Now a story we guarantee most of you have never heard before. Big money is being made from the sale of fetal body parts.
Even the most ardent pro-choice advocates, like Planned Parenthood President Gloria Feld, are disturbed by what we found.
It seems inappropriate, totally inappropriate. Where there is wrongdoing, it should be prosecuted and should be brought to justice.
A lot of people want intact parts these days because they're looking for specific nodes. AB nodes, SA. I was like, wow, I didn't even know. Good for them. Yesterday was the first time she said people wanted lungs. And then, like I said, always as many intact livers as possible. People just want
livers.
People want lower extremities too, which that's simple. I mean, that's easy. I don't know what they're doing with it. I guess they want muscle. But
Yeah, a dime a dozen.
I'm the medical director for the national office for all of the affiliates.
So I say, okay, what are you looking to supply today? We've been very good at getting heart, lung, liver. Every provider has had patients who want to donate their tissue, and they absolutely want to accommodate them. They just want to do it in a way that is not perceived as this clinic is selling tissue, this clinic is making money off of this.
Okay, so when you are or the employer is determining what that is monetary,
Yes.
so that it doesn't raise any question of this is what it's about. This is the main. What price range would you?
You know, I'm going to throw a number out. I would say it's probably anywhere from $30 to $100, depending on the facility and what's involved.
The $30 to $100 price, that's per specimen that we're talking
Per
about, right?
specimen.
Yeah.
Yes.
The $30 to $100 price, that's per specimen that we're talking
Per
about, right?
specimen.
Yeah.
Yes. And if they can do a little better than break even and do so in a way that, you know, seems reasonable, they're happy to do it.
How much of a difference can that actually make if you know what's expected or what we need versus?
It makes a huge difference. I'd say a lot of people want liver, and for that reason, most providers will do this case under ultrasound guidance, so they'll know where they're putting their forceps. Kind of rate-limiting step of the procedure is calvarium. Calvarium, the head is basically the biggest part. Most of the other stuff can come out intact.
Right.
It's very rare to have a patient that doesn't have enough dilation to evacuate all the other.
To bring the body cavity out intact and all that.
So then you're just kind of cognizant of where you put your brassicas. You try to intentionally go above and below the thorax so that, you know, we've been very good at getting hard, long liver because we know that, so I'm not going to crush that part. I'm going to basically crush below, I'm going to crush above, and then I'm going to see if I can get it out intact. And with the calvarium, in general, some people will actually try to change the presentation so that it's not a vertex, because when it's a vertex presentation, you never have enough dilation at the beginning of the case unless you have a real huge amount of dilation to deliver an intact calvarium. So if you do it starting from the breech presentation, there's dilation that happens as the case goes on, and often the last you can evacuate an intact calvarium at the end. So I mean, there are certainly steps that can be taken.
So they can convert to breech, for example, at the start of the.
Exactly. Under ultrasound guidance, they can just change the presentation.
Excellent.
Under ultrasound guidance, they can just change the presentation.
To bring the body cavity out intact and all that.
So if you do it starting from the breech presentation, there's dilation that happens as the case goes on, and often the last you can evacuate an intact calvarium at the end. Federal abortion ban is a law, and laws are up to interpretation. So if I say on day one I do not intend to do this, what ultimately happens doesn't matter.
So yesterday was a clinic day. For example, like what did you procure?
You know, I asked her at the beginning of the day what she wanted. Yesterday she's been at, a lot of people want intact hearts these days because they're looking for specific nodes, AV nodes, SA. I was like, wow, I didn't even know. Good for them. Yesterday was the first time she said people wanted lungs. And then, like I said, always as many intact livers as possible. People just want
livers.
People want lower extremities too, which that's simple. I mean, that's easy. I don't know what they're doing with it. I guess they want muscle. But
Yeah, a dime a dozen.
if you maintain enough of the dialogue to the person that's actually doing the procedures and they understand what the end game is, there are little things, changes they can make in your technique to increase your
Even though they have a set way that they do it, they're open to changing it.
The reasonable people, sure. For example, so I had 8 cases yesterday, and I knew exactly what we needed, and I kind of looked at the list, and I said, all right, this 17-weeker has 8 lambs, and this. So I knew which were the cases that were probably more likely to yield what we needed, and I made my decisions according to that too. So it's worth having a huddle at the beginning of the day, and that's what I do.
rather than having to deal with all the different affiliates, if there were a way to partner with PPFA directly to get some kind of like pre-clearance or something, so that we have.
So we tried to do this, and at the national office we have a litigation and law department which just really doesn't want us to be the middle people for this issue right now. Because we were approached by StemExpress to do the same thing. One of the Northern California affiliates said, we're working with these people, we love it, we think every affiliate should work with them. And so we had a conversation, and we said, what do you think, we'll just go out and find all the people that are doing this and present everybody with a menu, and they, at the end of the day, they just decided right now it's too touchy an issue for us to be an official middleman. But that,
when you say right now, do they see a future?
Right now, the way the Supreme Court looks, I don't think it looks very good. Okay. If you talk to my litigation and law folks, anything that's going to go to the Supreme Court right now, we are all losers. But I will tell you that behind closed doors, these conversations are happening with the affiliates.
The $30 to $100 price, that's per specimen that we're talking about, right? Yeah.
Yes. So if you do it starting from the breech presentation, there's dilation that happens as the case goes on, and often the last can evacuate an intact cover. And if they can do a little better than break even and do so in a way that, seems reasonable, they're happy to do it. I will tell you that behind closed doors, these conversations are happening with the affiliates.
The board of directors of the George Soros Open Society Foundation have said that these videos have upended America's biggest abortion business, and that their, quote, long-term consequences involve the substantial eroding of Planned Parenthood's credibility and reputation. Now, if the US Senate would just do their job, abolish the filibuster, and return to constitutional order, the pro-life majority in Congress could send the bill to President Trump to sign to stop forcing taxpayers to prop up Planned Parenthood's abortion empire with $500 million each year. We are just one vote away from zeroing out nearly half of the income of the biggest abortion business in the country. Planned Parenthood has relied on deceptive talking points for so long, like the fable that abortion is only 3% of what they do. They should not be surprised that somebody finally called their bluff when the Trump administration offered Planned Parenthood a deal earlier this year. You can keep all your taxpayer funding, even have more, if you only spend it on women's health and terminate your abortion programs. Planned Parenthood refused. Planned Parenthood is committed to bringing industrial-scale efficiency to the business of child killing, and so it is unsurprising that they're at the vanguard of harvesting and selling the body parts of aborted babies. Take the example of their business partnership with the baby parts procurement company StemExpress, one of the worst offenders in the industry. StemExpress began as a small startup company with the specific business model of embedding their workers inside abortion clinics to harvest the body parts and then resell them to research laboratories across the country. Of all their numerous options, at the start of the company, which abortion clinics did StemExpress sign a contract with? From the very beginning, StemExpress partnered with Planned Parenthood Marmonte, the biggest Planned Parenthood affiliate in the entire country, which does abortions up to 5 months and commits a total of over 17,000 abortions every year. In the contract signed between Planned Parenthood Marmonte and StemExpress, Planned Parenthood promises to allow StemExpress contractors to access private patient medical information, which StemExpress then used to target pregnant women and match them up with their customers' daily body parts orders. Planned Parenthood promises to invoice StemExpress each month for the number of fetal body parts StemExpress is able to harvest. And StemExpress promises to pay Planned Parenthood $55 per fetal body part determined in the clinic to be usable. That is, StemExpress will only pay for the body parts that they can sell. Now, $55 may not sound like a lot of money, although people do go to jail in drug busts for less. But with Planned Parenthood Marmonte performing over 17,000 abortions each year, if each abortion yielded just one usable specimen, that would be nearly $1 million in extra revenue each year for this single Planned Parenthood affiliate. So you can imagine what Planned Parenthood medical directors were thinking when they sat down to negotiate body parts contracts with companies like StemExpress. StemExpress even advertised to Planned Parenthood clinics at abortion industry trade shows like the National Abortion Federation, using a brochure that promised no less than 5 times that providing StemExpress with fetal body parts would be financially profitable and contribute to the fiscal growth of the abortion clinic. This language was endorsed by Dr. Dorothy Ferguson, the Chief Medical Officer of Planned Parenthood Marmonte. Today, StemExpress is expanding their business and increasing their payments for baby body parts, and they will continue to do so until somebody has the political will to stop them. I am privileged to be friends with a very brave whistleblower who used to work at StemExpress, my friend Holly O'Donnell. Very soon, CMP will be releasing a new video series highlighting Holly's eyewitness testimony about StemExpress and Planned Parenthood. I'd like to play a preview of that now.
An interview with a woman who used to work for a company that bought fetal tissues from Planned Parenthood.
The new video also contains the testimonial of a woman who says she was hired by StemExpress to work inside a Planned Parenthood clinic procuring fetal body parts.
I think that some of the staff at some of these clinics knew exactly what was going on, that they were getting compensated.
We were approached by StemExpress to do the same thing. One of the Northern California affiliates said, we're working with these people, we love it. We think every affiliate should work with them.
In a statement, Planned Parenthood says, in some instances, actual costs, such as the cost to transport tissue to leading research centers, are reimbursed.
There are shipping costs, there can be handling costs.
Planned Parenthood never shipped anything. We did all the shipping. We, as procurement technicians, got our bonuses based on organ. Brain, heart, lungs, liver, spleen, the really high demand. We wanted more gestated fetuses. It was a lot easier to get these and we could take more from it. Roughly saying it was like a grocery list of what to get for that day.
But StemExpress is one of the companies you work with. They have a brochure where it talks about the financial profits, the financial benefits.
StemExpress is a for-profit company.
I just heard we need the money, you need to let her. Today is a Dr. Berman day. You know how he goes fast and vicious.
So there was coordination between StemExpress and Planned Parenthood to make sure that those orders were being filled.
There was a lot of coordination.
There was a lot of coordination.
A lot of coordination.
A former employee of StemExpress describes how her coworkers often took fetal parts without consent at Planned Parenthood offices in Fresno and Stockton.
If there was like a high gestated fetus, I mean, I had witnessed there was no consent signed and these women didn't know that it was getting taken.
If you could impart one message to viewers who have watched these videos, what's the one thing that you want them to walk away with?
The videos are true, and I wouldn't be putting myself out and speaking if they weren't true. This is my testimony. The people will decide.
How can we ever make America great again if our laws and policies say that our children are worth more dead than alive? Ironically, pro-life Attorney General Jeff Sessions' Justice Department is currently prosecuting Native Americans in South Dakota for the illegal sale of bald eagle body parts. Surely Attorney General Sessions cares about the rule of law and basic human dignity just as much as animal welfare. For the Justice Department to prosecute the sale of eagle body parts, but then turn a blind eye to the sale of human body parts, of human baby body parts, would be unconscionable, totally discrediting, and fundamentally corrosive to the rule of law, our human dignity, and the equal protection of all Americans under the law. And the rule of law is under siege right now from Planned Parenthood and their political cronies. The California Attorney General, Javier Becerra, coached by and colluding with Planned Parenthood, has charged me and one of CMP's investigators with 15 felonies for allegedly violating the California video recording law. Now, every single video that the Attorney General charged me with was made in an open, public area where third parties could and did overhear. These were not confidential communications subject to the California recording law. Cecile Richards, Planned Parenthood's president, admitted under oath that they were non-confidential. And even the Los Angeles Times, that bastion of pro-life sentiment, called the prosecution a disturbing overreach. The only difference between my undercover video recordings and what local news journalists do every day in California is that my recordings expose the political establishment's sacred cows, Planned Parenthood and the abortion industry. I am being prosecuted not for legal reasons, but for political reasons, because Planned Parenthood desperately wants to silence me, to shut down the videos, and to pretend like the human atrocities documented on them never happened. For the same reasons, a San Francisco federal judge affiliated with Planned Parenthood, Judge William Orrick III, has issued an unconstitutional prior restraint gag order against my remaining unreleased video footage. These are the tapes from the National Abortion Federation's annual meetings, trade shows where the top abortion leadership of Planned Parenthood and allied groups meet to plot the direction of the entire abortion industry. Planned Parenthood and NAF are terrified of these tapes becoming public, because when they do, they will be the final confirmation that they are totally guilty. While on the board of a San Francisco nonprofit, Judge Orrick helped open a Planned Parenthood clinic inside the nonprofit's headquarters, where it remains open to this day. The Planned Parenthood clinic Judge Orrick helped open and operate is part of Planned Parenthood Northern California. A named plaintiff suing me in his courtroom. Judge Orrick has never disclosed his relationship with Planned Parenthood. My videos are shutting down and defunding Planned Parenthood clinics, while Judge Orrick has a history of opening them up and funding them. We have a motion to disqualify Judge Orrick pending in the Planned Parenthood case on account of his obvious bias, prejudice, and conflict of interest. But nevertheless, he has held me and my criminal defense lawyers in contempt of court and fined us almost $200,000 just for trying to use the gag-ordered videotapes seized as evidence by the California Attorney General in my defense in the California state case. You heard that right. A San Francisco federal judge who used to help run a Planned Parenthood clinic is purporting to intervene in a state criminal proceeding to fine me and my lawyers just for trying to defend me with the same evidence the Attorney General is using to prosecute me. Welcome to Planned Parenthood's America, where the First, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, and 14th Amendments don't exist. But I promise you, I am not backing down in the face of Planned Parenthood's attacks. I am all in to defeat them in every courtroom and to bring all the videos of their criminality to the public who have a right to see them. Planned Parenthood and their allies are thrashing wildly and fighting desperately because on every front they face the end of their abortion empire. They are pulling out all the stops, cashing in all their chips, calling in all their last political favors to try to hold off the potential collapse of state-subsidized industrial-scale child killing. If we keep steady, we can win. And we will win because no matter how much blood money Planned Parenthood rakes in, no matter how high-placed their political cronies, no matter how smooth and glittering their meticulously crafted deceptions, we have something that Planned Parenthood and their abortion empire will never have. We have our core values of human equality and human dignity. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all human beings are created equal, that our lives are a blessing and not a curse, and that each new little member of the human family is an asset and never a liability. We know that the worth of every human being is far more than the sum of his or her body parts, and the equal protection of the law should extend to all members of the human family, born and unborn. Please continue to share these videos. Please continue to expose Planned Parenthood's barbaric abortion business and to rally your communities to protect our unborn brothers and sisters. If we stay focused and work together, we will hasten the day when there is no longer a price tag put on human life. Thank you. God bless you.